All right, Team United Rogue, welcome back. Hope you guys got to see that awesome quarterfinals we had just a couple of minutes ago. But now we're about to get something even better. It's going to be the semifinals. Louisville taking on Detroit. We still got Hydra here on the desk. This one, I hope it goes the same way as it did last series because that one was an absolute banger.
It's gonna be a hard one to follow up, especially with a reverse sweep. I mean, anything's possible, and if you get a game to get into a reverse sweep, that's just saying something a lot more different than what we could be seeing in this game. We got Louisville, who could be a runner-up, but who knows? They might be the upset to Detroit, and it's just gonna be a close one, hopefully, to each other here.
What we do know is that Louisville is hot off a two-game win streak, both of which have been sweeps, might I mention. First sweep in round one against the San Francisco Cyborgs, then taking out Dallas in round two in the quarterfinals. So this is a team which has not dropped a single game thus far. And that is going to be a side to behold. Detroit on the other side of things, game five against Carolina. So both these teams warmed up, but the fact that Louisville's not dropped a single game, Hydra, that tells me a big story.
Yeah, if a team hasn't dropped the game, you're expecting them to just keep that same momentum going. You're going to see shutout after shutout. Hopefully, that's what they're going to push for. But it's a sweep. Maybe that might be what they're looking at. But if they're coming off a heater against Chicago, I mean, that's going to be the other thing. Is you got to look at the other two teams that are playing. Like you got two teams. One's going to be going off, no problem. You got one team that's got to have a couple issues here. So that's what preseason brings us to look at, though. That's what preseason's here for. We got to see what teams are looking good, what teams have problems, but it could be either or here, Lacey.
For sure, and a big powerhouse roster from Louisville. It's no wonder that they've managed to not drop a single game so far. Some notable names on this roster, Noah and Mario, are going to be two I'm looking at personally. But on the other side of the pitch, you got Mixta as well, which is a very notable name. And so this is going to be a very interesting game to watch. Indeed, we're going to get right into it for game number one. The winner advances to the grand finals. A lot on the line here for this preseason. Let's get into it, Hydra.
Yeah, I'm honestly, what do you think is going to happen in this first game here? I'm just thinking JK might have to come up with his name because he might be joking against with the Detroit Wolfpack here. He might go against Louisville, but Mario is already starting this game hot. 12 seconds in, and it's a goal here.
Yeah, Noah finding a fantastic 50 in the corner is going to help Mario punch this one home. Mentioned Mario, Noah's name. Actually, they were the two names that I mentioned on the behalf of Louisville when we got into game one. So already the fact that they've combined this early to convert that first goal makes me do a little bit of a double thing. Noah's going to find the read from the corner. What on earth? Is this team human? Are they just robots?
Oh my god, here we go. This is Louisville right here. This is their game. Noah with a beautiful read off the corner. Who knows? This team might be the grand finalist here.
Yeah, imagine we get a Louisville versus SFK grand finals. I mean,
Oh.
I don't want to call it too early. Like we are 30 seconds into game one. Maybe I really should not be saying anything yet. But Louisville, like that's a red hot start. Probably the hottest start you could hopefully ask for. And Detroit are going to be looking for a big comeback, but Louisville looking strong, Hydra, so far.
Yeah, Louisville's already got on their heater here, and Noah's gonna get a ball almost past wall to wall. Here comes Mario putting a shot,
Oh,
and
jeez.
it's in, just barely off the top bar. Wall or JK couldn't even get to that ball. Mario puts that on a heater. They do get a small touch, but unfortunately, it's not enough to keep it out. That is 3 goals still before 1 minute has passed. That is not what you want to see if you're the Detroit Wolfpack.
Yeah, I mean, so far at the beginning of game number one, this has been kind of a slaughter. Like, if I'm putting it lightly, so let's hope Detroit Wolfpack they have a little bit of extra up their sleeve because they're gonna need it right about now. A 3-goal comeback in game number one is going to be a bit of a stretch, but we'll see if Mixta is gonna be able to lead the charge here from the right hand side. No boost though, and Dylan looking to take control. The fact that he was able to nab that midfield boost means that Louisville are gonna have a whole lot of space to work with. And now Noah off the sidewall touch. Over to Dylan. Over to Mario instead. Noah's going to be lurking as the second man here to follow this up. Gonna put Louisville in a very good spot inside the corner for another quick goal, and that one just off the woodwork.
Yeah, unfortunately, no, just got it a little too wide there. This is not looking like this is gonna be a game 5 scenario like we just saw before. This looks like this could possibly be the easiest sweep Louisville's been wanting here. Who knows? Mario is kind of putting this team in shambles. Unfortunately, though, Mario's not able to get a ball touch. Noah does get beat off there from wall to wall. Dylan gets a sweet clear, but JK is able to catch and keep control into corner. Noah's on wall, but Dylan cuts in and he's able to get that goal towards the middle, but no one's there to follow.
Yeah, Louisville, really tight rotation. Another shot turned away by Noah. Wall up, and he's come up empty, but that's going to open the door for JK. The fake actually came in so clutch here, even though the initial shot didn't result in a goal, did force a defender to jump, and that left the net open. Noah, the fact that he almost got back to that was almost insane, but halftime into regulation for game number 1, Louisville Gamble, still looking mighty confident.
Yeah, there's there's a backflip there from Mario, so I mean, it was unfortunate, but we can see this is the difference here. Who knows? Maybe they could have a fallout like Philadelphia did. They start off on a heater, but they might start cooling down. This is still game number 1 here, so we'll still give it a little bit of time. And Mario with a disgusting looking pinch off the ceiling to the middle for a great clear. But Mixta is on the backboard here trying to keep everyone off, but JK can't get a small touch off backboard. Wall to wall gets a small touch to Mixta. Mixta is on corner and still is on Louisville's side here. That's not what you want to see after a couple demos.
Yeah, it's been interesting because the play has slowed down a lot here inside the box, which has been to the benefit of Louisville for the most part. They don't mind taking a bunch of time inside their own half. In fact, they look comfortable doing so. Detroit, on the other hand, continue to pound it out inside the box, and there's still not a whole lot to show for it. Mario's going to launch this one, a floater towards net, turned away by Wally for now, and a massive bump to open things up. Louisville looking dangerous inside this corner. In fact, that's how they were able to score that second goal. We saw the corner read from Noah a little bit earlier, and kind of makes you think. I mean, you normally think that corner is a safe spot, but Louisville might have other ideas about that, Hydra.
Yeah, we see this isn't looking so good here, and it's
Okay.
not good. JK gets a beautiful pass from Mixta off the corner. JK to Mixta back down to JK. It is what you want to see if you're a Detroit Wolfpack fan, especially after seeing how this game started down 3-0 with a minute passed. But here it is with 1:05 remaining.
Yeah, really tough spot there for Noah on that backboard. Did his best to get to it, but found himself not quite with the angle necessary to make the touch outward. He kind of had to let it go, hoping that one of his teammates was back. Now the Troy Wolfpack here with a goal deficit remaining and just under a minute to do so. JK over towards the left-hand side, looking for Mixta and some good connection going on here from Detroit. They're going to need a little bit more than that to get this game equalized, though, but still some signs of life. Now into the half once again. It's going to be JK leading the charge. No boost. Mixta next up to the batting play, who's able to find it into the corner. With a couple of seconds, can't afford to be burning this much time off the clock, though. Louisville might sneak it home.
Yeah, an unfortunate bump on the own side of Detroit. Wall to wall and Mixta came together, but it doesn't matter. It seems like Louisville wasn't able to capitalize here. But here it is with the final 10 seconds. JK to mid to Mixta, but Noah's able to easily 50. He's got one touch. Mario is there, but wall to wall is able to get a small touch. That is staying up. If you're Detroit here, you know you have to score, and Dylan gets the perfect save. And wall to wall, he just misses. Oh no!
Whew. Yeah, that one had us breaking a sweat at the tail end of regulation there, Hydra, but great save by Dylan. Off the flick, too. The flick was... I mean, it was poised to be a monster flick, by the way. He had the perfect setup, the perfect launch, perfect everything going into it. The fact that Dylan was able to find the challenge necessary to keep it out of the box was very well played from him. We got a best of 5 here, which means that Louisville take a massive game, number 1. But this 2-goal comeback, I mean, we were kind of thinking, Hydra, it might be a slaughter fest, but the fact that Detroit has managed to pull 2 goals back making it a close game. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, Louisville, they didn't score after the 4th minute mark. If you think about how hot they came out, it looked like they just collapsed. Detroit kind of figured out what was going on, and then they were able to score too. Unfortunately, though, they couldn't get it in time. But when you look at this, a 3-2 loss in the first game after getting absolutely demolished in the first minute, I would say you're looking at this game like it's winnable. I mean, the series could still be 50-50 here.
Could very well be indeed. We head to Neo Tokyo once again for game number 2, where Louisville are going to be looking to get a little bit of momentum back in their favor because, dare I say it, although they've got the series lead, the momentum's certainly not on their side. It is going to be Detroit who's going to be hoping to start off hot at the beginning of game number 2. Already, this is going to get inside the box, courtesy of Wall looking for Big Chow. Mixed as well, not just past one, but almost finds the 50 on the second. And although Detroit looking a little shaky inside the midfield, the big thing they've got going for them, Hydra, is once they are past the half field line, they've been able to deliver.
Yeah, and when you look at that 50 by Dylan, it almost does go in, but wall to wall was there for the save. And you still, the ball's at the midfield still. It hasn't really got past, but here it is onto Detroit's side in the corner. That is where Mario wants that ball. He's wanting that ball in the corner of Detroit, so he's able to get a small touch out. And here it is, Mario and Noah both going, and Mixed is able to beat him out. JK does get a ball out to the corner. Unfortunately, though, he doesn't have a team right there.
And now good passing play going here. It's going to be Mario inside the half with a couple of boosts from the corner. This is going to be easier said than done to get it out central. Noah's going to do that though, and the shot turned away for the timing, courtesy of Mixta. Still loose inside the midfield as Mario keeps it going. Now Mixta turned away for now. JK looking to take possession. The 50. It's just in.
Oh,
What?
oh no. Oh no. That's not what you want to do there. Unfortunately, I don't believe JK had enough boost to get the touch he wanted, and Noah was just able to 50 that right into their net here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little unfortunate if you're Detroit. Like, it was going so well for them. They were placing the challenges fine. They were able to keep control despite being in their half for more than a couple of seconds. And it just all went horrifically south off the back of 150, but that's just how it is sometimes. And we'll see if Detroit are able to rebound. We saw it from game number 1. They were able to rebound just within striking distance. And, well, I think you're going to need a little bit more midfield presence than that in order to make this one goal comeback. But this net is... Oh, no! I was going to say it's open, and it's still not in their net. Finally, wall-to-wall is going to be able to put it in. It has just been absolute chaos here on the goal line. What on earth did I just watch?
I don't know what I just witnessed, but this is Rocket League, as everyone's saying here. This is not what you want to see coming out of a game where it was just a 3-2 victory. You're making mistakes that are simple backflips right there in front of the net, and you're not able to do anything about it. That's always the unfortunate part, as wall to wall is almost able to get a perfect pass to JK. Mixta is taking up wall. He does have 100, but Dylan has a perfect challenge out to the far side where Noah and wall to wall are going to meet. Noah gets a small touch to JK, unfortunately, who does just miss a clear. Mario gets a small touch to mid, and Noah, oh!
Wait, this has gone in from downtown.
Oh!
What? Mixta just absolutely launches this for the counterattack. No boost from his own corner, and he just sends it. No one home from Louisville when Detroit comes knocking, and they're going to take their first lead of this series. A big statement goal for them. But still, you kind of look back towards that goal line moment a couple moments ago, and you think, well, you know, does Detroit have what it takes in order to keep it going, hold on to this one goal lead? Because Louisville, we saw them at the beginning of game number 1, Hydra. This team is going to come out swinging.
Yeah, we see. This is the team that you want to see, but Detroit's trying to put a different turn onto that name. They're gonna get a small touch, and JK gets a beautiful pass from Mixta right for the perfect shot right past. And that is what you want to see. Noah tries to go up the wall to see a small touch, but he gets off put from the small touch from Mixta, and JK is just right there to clean up.
Might have mentioned Mixed has 100% goal participation here in game number 2. He's, I mean, we mentioned his name coming into the series. We knew he was going to be leading the charge for Detroit, but to come up in such a fascinating manner at the beginning of game 2, and as we get deeper into it, has been truly one to be reckoned with. Now, wall to wall is going to be looking to find it towards Mixed. It's going to be a tough angle to put down, but hoping to find JK in the process. Wall to wall's got the boost, though. Noah, on the other hand, not so much. JK next up and turned away by Mario. Gonna put Mixed on a little bit of a tough spot. He's not got many players left back to work with. Dylan is gonna get even more into the business of Detroit, but somehow they've held on for now, Hydra.
Yeah, and the ball gets right next to the net, and it's like everyone forgets how to play Rocket League. It's they start backflipping, and then they're like, "No, you go, I'll go, you go, I'll go." It's just not what you want to see. The pressure is starting to get to both teams as soon as the ball gets into their offensive end. But this is what you want to see here for Detroit: a 3-1 lead with a minute left. Wall-to-Wall's keeping that ball beautifully in their side with the demo, but unfortunately, Noah's able to get a small touch. Oh, and Wall-to-Wall does get a small touch before he dies here, and Mario gets 50 by JK. That ball is out to Wall-to-Wall and mixed,
Yeesh.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that double commit. I mean, that was a little egregious. Like they were up for quite a
Oh,
while, and the fact that they've been punished right off the
oh.
rip because of it, that's gonna hurt a little bit extra, Hydra.
Oh, that's just as soon as you see that double commit, that you could see that play happening from a mile away, just easily. No one's back, and unfortunately, when you're going back that fast, you're gonna be offset. But with the kickoff here, only down one for Louisville. You're down one with 30 seconds. You're gonna have some time to work with as Dylan does set it straight up. Noah has the boost from mid instead of wall to wall, but Mixed is up there with 50 now. Mario does get a perfect 50 off of that. Wall to Wall is gonna go ahead and just bang the ball here. I don't know why he would do that here.
Well, at this point, Detroit's looking to burn time off the clock. Weren't looking to give up their advantage, and this is going to be incredibly tense for the last couple of moments. JK is going to look for a final touch to close it out, but Louisville, on the other hand, looking to keep it up, but Dylan's got no boost. He was hoping to get onto the hood of his Fennec, but without the boost, just couldn't wrap around it. He's going to have to let that one go, and a disappointing loss for Louisville in Game 2, Hydra.
Well, you see, this game, it started off looking like it was gonna be a Detroit like easy sweep. But this, it started looking like Louisville was going to come back here, but all of a sudden Detroit was able to just kill it. You know, you look back at the first game, it's this doesn't look like the same game we just watched.
No, siree. Yeah, I don't know. Louisville, we saw a ton out of Noah and Mario in the beginning of game number 1. And I think it's pretty safe to say that kind of offense, it fell off a cliff. Like, this is the same team who had Noah finding like a ridiculous corner angle in the beginning of game number 1. And now it's not an understatement to say that they've been a little bit anonymous. Still, they've kept this within one goal. So maybe I'm over talking, maybe I'm just yapping. And they also have come up with more shots than their opponents, Detroit, have in game number 2. So it's within reason to say that they are going to find a comeback for game 3, but it's going to be a big battle for match point now.
Yeah, especially with the match point coming up here, either team's going to be looking forward for it first. You're not going to want to give it to the other team before it starts putting a lot of pressure on your own self, especially when it comes down to it. Game fives aren't always the fun part, or game fours.
All right, then, game number 3, like we said, battle for match point. And as we get into it, there's going to be a lot of pressure on these players. We also did mention that there's a grand finals at stake. You come up with this game, you put yourself in that much of a better position to represent in that grand finals. For the time being, Louisville going to be looking to start off early. Noah and Mario. Oh, Mario's come up empty, and a great challenge from wall to keep it out. Almost thought Louisville were going to strike first early, but Detroit, hold on.
Yeah, and it got really close for the first 30 seconds, and oh, Dylan just got it clear. But Mario's going to try and find Noah. Noah didn't get the mid boost, and he still is able to score it here. Mario does find Noah on the side here, and he's able to just slot it right before, I believe that was Mixta to get to that ball. Yeah, just before Mixta got to that ball, he's just able to slot it there. So they take that first goal in a match point game.
Yeah, that's huge for them, but it always kind of feels like Louisville score first and then fall off for the second half of the game. So I really can't make anything out of this first goal just yet, but we'll see if they are able to make do with it. Hopefully add on to it before they burn their fuse, so to speak. We'll see if Noah is able to do that inside the corner. Dylan's kind of lurking around pretty deep there, man, at the moment, but was looking for his time to come in. Noah for the follow-up, turned away by Mixta. The big thing Detroit have going for them is the fact that they've been able to consistently win out on some of these defensive 50s, Hydra. That's put them in a good spot for some counterattacks, like we saw from Haya, like we saw from Mixta, like a couple of games ago at this point, the absolute launch from the corner. That's the kind of thing you're looking for if you're the Detroit Wolfpack now.
Through and through for defense on defense from Detroit. Unfortunately, this ball is going to get right by JK.
Oh,
JK is lost in no man's land. Dylan's just able to just get a small top, and it's past wall to wall. I don't know if wall to wall meant to jump and front flip or if he meant to double jump and boost, but this game's gone from 1-0 to 2-0. So Louisville seems like they have what it takes to start a game for match point as Dylan is here against wall to wall. Wall to wall doesn't win that challenge, so Noah's here taking over, and JK's playing on that corner. He loves that corner here. He has 0 boost, so Mario's able to take control.
oh, there's rule one.
Oh, there is a rule 1. And oh no, Noah put it wide, but it looks like it's still a lot of time here. Dylan and Mixta both are here in the corner. That's not what you want to see if you're Louisville.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough, especially because Mixta has been the one leading the charge, and Noah's gonna rocket this one home. A second goal for him here in game number 3. The third goal for Louisville. And Noah from the corner, you can just never count him out. I think he's just more dangerous from the corner than he is from the midfield. Is that such a strange thing to say? I don't know.
He might be using his calculator. He might have a projector. Who knows? He likes his angles off the corner. But as Mario is taking over for Noah, Noah's going all the way back for boost, but Dylan's able to be there for Mix's touch. Here comes Noah coming from all the way back for a wall-to-wall challenge, but unfortunately, he's able to pop it right back. Dylan cuts in front of Mario. That's something I've been seeing here a lot, what you see. I feel like Louisville's been cutting on the defensive end so much. It's just putting them out of position, but somehow it's working for them.
Yeah, I mean, this team is definitely an offense is the best defense type of thing for sure. If they find themselves past that half field line, they're pretty comfortable. But if they're not, then it might fall apart. Case in point, Mixta's going to be able to put this one home. It did feel like that should have been saved. There was definitely a defender back, but this healing touch is nothing to be scoffed at.
Yeah, I don't think Dylan was ready for, I don't know if he was ready for a slower touch or if he was ready for a fast. I don't know what he was waiting for there, but it's just snuck right by. That being said, Louisville has let a goal through, so who knows? Maybe the pressure's going to swap. As soon as they let one goal by them, they kind of like collapse under that pressure. What do you think?
Yeah, we saw it in game number 1 for sure. I mean, I think that's definitely what you're referencing. We saw them take the 3-goal lead, or we saw Louisville take the 3-goal lead, I should say. Detroit were able to punch that comeback and get pretty close to doing so. It's looking like history might repeat itself here, but first Detroit have to get to that point. For now, it looks like Louisville has kind of burnt that fuse. Mixed is going to find a massive 50 to open up the space for Detroit. Wall to wall, no boost, but does find at least one go-ahead touch to work with. Mixta. And once again, Mixta here inside the midfield. It's slowed down a little bit for Detroit, but they got to ramp it up here, minute and change.
Yeah, with a minute 15, if you're Detroit, you're looking for anything to get past this pink wall. That's what we're calling this Louisville offensive pressure because, man, offense makes a good defense is their motto right here. As, oh my God, they have to triple commit to get that ball away from the middle. As we're saying, that Mixed is taking it from corner, but Noah's able to get it out. With wall to wall here, he's got 100, but Noah's on wall. He's not going to go for it as Mario is back with 100 boost and he takes it up. He's off ceiling. JK's got an easy catch though. Mario challenges, but wall to wall has, I don't know if he touched that with his back. I don't know what happened there, but wall to wall has got it past Dylan. JK's going to do one touch. Oh, and I don't think that's what JK wanted to do here. With 30 seconds, if you're Detroit, you're looking for a goal right now. What do you think?
Yeah, no time on the clock. 2-goal deficit. I think we can safely say that Louisville is going to be able to take home this match point. Detroit, if they don't score in the next, I want to say 5 seconds, it's pretty much done. Oh,
Oh,
okay, it's done. But that was tough. I mean, the fact that he had a sign of life there, just punched it barely wide off the woodwork. That's gonna sting a little bit, but Detroit, I mean, they have all the ingredients to the recipes just not falling in place right now. Just super tough to see, especially after that game too. It did feel like they were gonna come in with that much more momentum, but tough spot for them as they're gonna have to face down their barrel at that match point.
when you're looking at these two teams, is there any name you think you're looking at for both of them? I'm looking at Mixter for Detroit. For Louisville, I
100%.
think I think I'm looking at Noah as well. I mean, the two top players in this game themselves, they're looking like they're actually putting the team on their back and trying to help each other out. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going on with Detroit here. I that defensive pressure is just not allowing them to do anything. It's Louisville's got that attack mentality is like what they want.
Yeah, Louisville's is a funny team because it almost feels like they only ever scored the first half. Like we saw that in game one. You saw that once again in game three. They pick up 3 goals and they just stop. It's like I can't explain it, but it works. And the fact that they've been able to hold on to this 3 goal lead, not just once but twice in the series, makes me think that this recurring theme might be a recipe for success. You mentioned Noah, and he's definitely been doing some work as we get into Urban Central, potentially the last game of this series. Noah, definitely our player to look at. We mentioned Mixer coming to the series. We've said his name a billion times over and over. We'll see if he's going to be able to lead this team's success, force that game five.
If your name's JK, you're top Sal here. You need to help out Detroit Wolfpack here. And with this being a match point game against you, you're gonna have to pull out for the team here and do something. As JK is able to beat Dylan here for a 50 out to mid, but Noah is able to get a touch out from wall to wall to Dylan, though. Unfortunately, he is able to get to that ball. JK's got 100 boost from the corner, and Noah misses that ball. Mario does get a perfect 50 off of JK, though. That is not what you want to see. As Dylan's here, he's going for 50, and JK just gets a perfect touch just in case. But Noah has one touchdown, makes the end wall to wall. Detroit's been doubling a lot more as of these last 2 games, and it's been not helping them for boost management.
Yeah, one thing comes into mind. We saw that really, really egregious double commit that I called out at or kind of in the midway point of game number 3, allowed Louisville to pretty much have an instant goal, and that's one thing you're kind of looking at if you are a Detroit or if you're a Detroit fan. Hopefully they don't make these mistakes because at this point you can't really afford to do so if you want to force this game 5. That one's turned away from outside the box for now. Mixed is going to be looking for a huge pass back here. JK, little bit of tough spot for him. He had the boost to get that one out and look for an eligible, but just a few centimeters off the angle, I want to say. So they don't quite get what they're looking for, but still a good sign of life. Mixta can't find it though.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here from Detroit that's gonna really help them here on offense. Their defense is kind of collapsing as Noah almost slots it right past. Unfortunately, though, it was on the right wall as Dylan goes up. Wall to wall does beat him here. That's put Noah in an awkward position, but JK leaves the ball for. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, Mixta, you can put that anywhere, but Noah was right there. And JK's able to stop it from Mario's shot, and Dylan's able to get a small touch, but Noah also 50'd that off back into the corner. It's not what you want to see here from Louisville, especially from their first couple games. Their offensive pressure in this one seems like it's been dropped a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of think back to that point I made earlier. This team looks like it can only score in the first half, and we're quickly approaching the end of that first half, so they better score sooner rather than later because they might run dry and Detroit might be able to take advantage. Mixed up. Okay, what a touch. I don't know how he managed to find so much power off the second touch there, but does manage to sneak it past one defender, but not past the second. Now it's going to be Noah. Looking for the 50. That one's high and loose. Mario. Now Dylan next up to the batting plate. Louisville's got not many bodies left to work with. Almost no one left back for the time being. Dylan is, though. But Detroit looking to bring the hammer down now that we're past halfway point.
2:10 left on the clock. JK is going to try and put it into the net, but Mario's got to have 0 here, but he gets it out to Noah, who gets a good touch out over to Detroit's side. Mixed it with 0, doesn't help with anything there. Unfortunately, JK has to push out and gets the 50 from Noah. Wall to Wall is watching this play. He throws it into his own corner. Unfortunately, he does have 0 boost there. JK has to touch because Dylan puts it there. Oh, and that's on net. Oh, and Wall to Wall barely gets back in time. That's not what Dylan wanted to see there. He wanted to slot that, but unfortunately, it seems like Detroit's getting their defensive back onto their scheme. It's nothing's working for any team here.
Yeah, it's been tense here inside inside this game number 4. Oh, but this could change things around. A big touch from no one is potentially looking for Mario to follow up here inside the corner. Now Detroit looking to slow the pace of play down. The shot is not good as Dylan turns it away. The one thing about Dylan is that he's been a massive presence, maybe not inside the half, but inside the defense and inside the midfield for sure. He's just seemingly always been there. Some big challenges, some massive goal line saves to his name. Got to think back to that game number 1 where he made a heroic goal line save in order to clutch up that game. This is a player I'm looking at on the defense, but I don't know. The offense has been, like you said, lacking on both sides. We'll see if that changes. 40 seconds left.
We're getting close. This isn't what Louisville wants to see. What they have the match point on their favor. With Mario and Dylan both back with 100 boost, that's something I would look out for if you're Detroit. But Detroit is able to get a couple touches. JK gets it to wall. Dylan has to go, but he doesn't get a touch, but he does bump wall to wall here. With 15 on the clock, Noah's going off the ceiling. JK has to challenge. Mixta has both Noah and Mario in that corner. Dylan has no control over this ball. This is not what you want to see here. JK, small touch. Noah gets a clear. With 1 second, is Noah going to keep it up? He has 0 boost, but Mixta, and they just kill it to overtime. This is match point for Louisville Gamble. That's not what you want to see if you're going to overtime after winning.
Yeah, definitely not, but Louisville is still looking pretty confident here, especially since they've had what feels like more offensive pressure than their opponents. Oh, and Mario has slammed this one off the woodwork. Now Noah on the right-hand side is going to be looking for a big challenge. We can see Dylan kind of lurking around, looking for his time to shine. Been looking for it for a while now, but he hasn't quite found the space to do so. Detroit has done well to deny a lot of that space on the half-field line from Dylan especially. And while Noah has been able to make some of that space from the corner, that corner has also been shut down for the most part. The shot turned away by Dylan once again.
Yeah, if you're either team here, I'm expecting you to look for demo. I think one demo here on either side is going to be the game changer, especially for an OT goal here. I'm expecting one demo. That demo is going to be the difference here, especially if you're Detroit. You're going to have to want the pressure here. With being down on match point, you're trying to put everything down. But Mixta gets a 50 with Mario. Mario doesn't have extra touch, but Dylan does touch. JK throws that on net. Mario does just get him back in time, and Mixta wasn't ready for a pass down from JK there.
Yeah, minute and change deep into this overtime now. And like you said, not ready has kind of been a recurring theme in this overtime. But you can't exactly blame Detroit because they know they're staring down the barrel of a match point. They know one goal is going to be potentially the difference between them making grand finals and not having the opportunity or even the chance to do so. So you can't blame them for playing a little bit safe and looking for solo plays as opposed to some of these passing plays, sending only one player up at a time. But that might bite them as well. They're still stuck inside the defensive half. Dylan's going to be looking to drop the hammer here from the big 50. Now JK over to Mixta. Mixta back to wall. A shot. No, it's going to be turned away. There was 2 players back, both full boost. And Louisville looking to take possession now.
If you're wall to wall there, I would take possession. I mean, I may be a league below them, but wall to wall had all the space and time there. Unfortunately, with 80 boost as well, you have all the space and time. As no one doesn't do double commit here, it is in Detroit's half. It is what Louisville wants to do here in this overtime. They're trying to put this game away. They're trying to get to grand finals. Noah puts it down over Mixta's head, but Mixta Oh, he could have gone for a bump on Dylan and it would have changed the game here for Detroit. Wall to wall here. He gets the 50 off of Noah. Mario was 0 boost. Dylan has 50. He's going to do a small touch. Wall to wall 50s. JK with 100 here. In the middle, Noah off. Dylan with off the backboard with 100. But this is wall to wall's moment right here. That is wall to wall's moment. He sees the play from a mile away. Perfect pop right there. Unfortunately, Noah doesn't have enough boost to get back. And this game has gone to Detroit Wolfpack. We're in another game 5.
Well then, it's just 2 series in a row where we started off the series thinking, yeah, this one's not going very far, and then we just eat our words. Like, what are the chances of twice in a row that this has happened? Oh my goodness, that is something special for sure. I mean, it's especially crazy because Louisville didn't drop a single game up until now. Like, what are the odds, bro? What?
So we're gonna start off. That was the first game that ended 1-0. So only one team scored in that game. Another thing, JK 7 saves. Oh my gosh. Oh my
Lord.
Gosh.
Yeah, he's been a defensive maniac for sure.
Oh my gosh.
And on the other side of the pitch, we're also looking at Dylan, who had his fair share of saves as well. Even though only 4 saves, like, I can kind of remember each of Dylan's saves because they were all super impactful. Like, many 0 boost moments for Dylan, and he was able to clutch up for Louisville, keep them to a 0-0 scoreline. Now we got game 5. It's going to be Utopia Coliseum, not Champions Field.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Weird.
Whoa. We messed up the map choice here. Come on, Ziff. Step it up.
What's your prediction here? Who do you think's gonna take it?
Tough turn to call. We'll see. If Louisville are able to, replicate that formula of scoring 3 goals here by the first half, then I think they are going to be able to close it out. But this team just can't score in the second half. So if they don't have at least a 2-goal advantage by then, it's going to Detroit every day of the week.
I'm gonna have to take Detroit off the bat after taking the OT winner and taking it to game 5. You already have that momentum in your half. It's gonna be a perfect opportunity for Detroit as it is almost put into the net within the first 20 seconds here. JK with 70 boost gets it down to Mixta. Oh, he just gets beat out by Noah here for a 50. Mario with no more boost has Mixta go for a 50. JK against Dylan. Those are the 2 names we're looking at in this game, especially after the last game. We're going to be looking at those 2. Oh my God. Noah, you're disgusting. Why do you have to do that to him? That's just so rude. He didn't do anything to you. Posterized.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can show that on stream, man. Like, I'm pretty sure murders against Twitch TOS. That is messed up from Noah and Detroit. We're now going to be trailing with this 1 goal, but Louisville looking to get the charge going into this first half. Dylan now potentially looking to get this one solo into the midfield. Mario's got boost, and this means a whole lot for Louisville. 1 touch to Noah. Noah, big 50 over to Mario once again. He's got the double. And looks like Detroit has come up empty. A massive opening for Louisville, but they can't quite strike just yet.
Unfortunate miss, but Mixta, because of the demo from wall to wall, has opened this immediately for them. Mixta sees the small pass from Dylan. Dylan jumps over the ball. I don't know if he was ready for it to be flat on the ground there, but this game is now tied 1-1. If you're Louisville, those hot starts of 3 goals, 2 goals in a minute, that's not what you want to see.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. You might be on something. I know you predicted Detroit coming off right off the rip. Okay, Noah's just ripped it. Noah just deleted this ball from past the midfield line. Like, that's actually max power on that touch. Off the pass from Dylan, you can't ask for a better touch than that.
Mixta didn't have the boost to be there, and unfortunately, I think they were just misplaced on the defensive end for Detroit. So Noah's just seeing that and banging that right into their net. As they are able to get the second goal, they're only up 1, so it's not what Louisville's wanting. They're wanting that 2 goal difference here, so we're gonna see if they're gonna try for more offensive pressure here.
Yeah, we'll see, but it might be a tough ask. Detroit gonna be looking to clamp down 3 minutes now, and they've got a big task ahead of them for this game 5. JK, who's looking to get a little bit of possession going, but does use a whole lot of boost getting this to the midfield line. Might open the door for a challenge from Mario now, consequently Dylan getting involved. Mario's gonna be looking for a follow, but it's just past him. That means there's only one defender left back, but luckily it's Noah. I mean, he's been the main name from Louisville Gamble. You mentioned his name coming into this game. We knew he was going to be a big presence on the pitch, but we underestimated just how powerful this one player can be.
Need one player, and Noah gets a pass to Mario, but Mario throws it just wide. Oh, and Dylan just gets a small miss touch there. He wanted to put that on net, but he just misses it and throws it mid. As two, JK and Mixta both go. That ball was free for a couple seconds, and oh no, it just gets back as Mario and Dylan both just missed that ball. It started going into the net, but he just got back in time. With 2 minutes on the board, Dylan gets it past one defender. Can't get it past JK though. Mario and Noah both holding hands here. What was that about?
That was awesome. I can't lie. No, with the fake as well to follow it up. That is a work of art from Louisville Gambler right now. But a minute and change, and at this point, Detroit are gonna start going full send sooner, preferably rather than later. Now, JK, no touch for him, and it's past wall to wall as well. But he is able to follow it up with a touch from the left hand side. Now, no full boost off the wall. Oh, that's not quite the touch he was looking for, but does manage to find Dylan in the process, and he is up incredibly quick, incredibly aggressive here inside the corner. But I guess I probably shouldn't be surprised. I feel like the corners just know his middle name.
With your dogs barking in the back, they're ready for the Detroit Wolfpack here to score. They want the Wolfpack to come back here and make this. Oh, and Mixta and JK bump each other. That's not good. Unfortunately, Mario just sees that and they just. Oh, that's not what you want to see if you're Detroit Wolfpack. That's not what you want at all.
Yeesh, yeah, less than a minute, 2 goals. I mean, we've seen Detroit in this position time and time again this series. They have not once managed to make this comeback work. I mean, they got close in game 1, they got close-ish in game 3. Uh, I don't know. Tough call for sure, but we'll see Detroit are able to do so. We've seen some crazy shots from wall to wall, and we're going to hope that he comes alive here as we get deep into game 5.
Oh, and Noah tries to redirect off the backboard, and Dylan's keeping it inside Detroit's half here, and he's still here with Mario throwing it just a bit outside. He also gets the demo off Mixta. Noah with 80 boost, he can do a lot here in this position. Mixta had 0 and challenged beautifully with 15 seconds. I unfortunately think this game has gone down to Louisville. The hopes and dreams of Detroit Wolfpack making it to grand finals here. It's looking like this is Louisville's game to
Yes,
win.
sir.
It's Louisville going to the grand finals.
Well, color me surprised. The team that has not dropped a game up until this point makes it to the grand finals. But man, Detroit gave them a run for their money for sure. Fantastic performance from them in both games 2 and 4. Made it look pretty close, and in fact, it was very close. Shame that last game got a little bit away from them, but it's just Louisville in the first half, man. Every time, every time.
No, Noah for Louisville there. He helped them score so many times, and he had the hat trick. He had the hat trick. So when you look at Noah and Dylan together, those two are a masterpiece.
Yep, crazy series by these guys, and well-deserved win by Louisville. But don't go anywhere. We're gonna see Louisville in the grand finals in just a couple of moments. And while I don't know who they're gonna be taking on, I sure hope it's SFK. I'm crossing my fingers as they're first this bracket. We don't know yet.
Santa Fe,
We don't know yet, do we? All right. Well, one thing's for sure. Louisville will be there. We're about to find out who is going to meet them in the grand, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a bit.